following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee. Welcome into this Thursday edition of Main Street Sports. Today on the program, we'll be joined in the Coach's Corner by Fairview's Chris Hughes, talk a little girls flag football. Also, we'll be joined by Teresa Walker in the second half. Plenty of topics to get into, including the Titans Stadium situation, Tennessee baseball, and also a little Braves recap as the daily runaround of the Atlanta Braves, and so much more. This is your Thursday edition of Main Street Sports Today. Now to the Hall of Famer and Sports Writer of the Year, Mo Patton, and soon to be awarded a Predators Day, and Chris Yao, the Sundrop Kid from Alabama. Gentlemen, happy Thursday. We're gonna make this thing happen.
We're gonna manifest
grassroots movement here.
You got to manifest it, JP. It's exactly what's going to happen. No, it's still not on. Listen, I'm not sure which. Is he in mic 4 today?
I don't know. Hang on.
Try it again. Try mic 4. See what happens. It may be my fault. No, when I tried to reset everything, I just kind of put it all together in hopes that I was right. But you're not color coordinated on your mic thing like I am. See, I got the green. I know where I'm at. It's the problem. Anyway, great show coming up for you today. Again, we have a lot to get to because I'll tell you, Twitter has been afire. I guess today and yesterday, with both Tennessee tweets and Vanderbilt beat writers tweeting Tennessee. Yeah, certainly interesting. So, yeah, got a lot to get to. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's try again. Is Mo's mic on now? Let's hope. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Oh, there he is. What's up?
Hey.
Sorry, that was probably my fault. I swapped the two accidentally.
I mean, if y'all are going to cut my mic off, just let me know. I'll stay in front. It's no big deal. I don't mind.
I didn't do it on purpose, I promise.
No, that is a fair thing to add a little ring. So, in the event, yep, we'll make it.
We need to get
make it work next time.
Our color coordinations. It's okay. Anyway, again, got a lot to get to. Today's top story is the Titans Stadium funding is developing through Metro's council. Some people not happy about it. Others think it's a good idea. We'll get into it later. We've got Teresa Walker to talk about it, so we'll do that. But before we get to anything else, we need to give you yesterday's scores, today's schedule, and send it to JP for the rundown.
This is the rundown. All right, busy day in high school and other sports. We'll get right into it. Hang on a second. Let me hit that, and there we go. All right, Independence. This is high school baseball from yesterday. Independence with a win over Columbia 5-0. Father Ryan 3-0 over Ensworth. Good Pasture 16-1 over Nashville Christian. It was Green Hill 8-6 over Wilson Central, and Ravenwood 5-4 winners over Nolensville. Softball yesterday, Davidson Academy 11-1 winners over CPA. It was Giles County 3-1 over Summertown. Wilson Central 8-3 over Grundy Coffee County. That's next to Grundy County. Spring Hill and Page and boys soccer play to a scoreless tie. Tennessee and Western Carolina in softball. It was the Lady Vols 9-1 winners there over the Catamounts. In Major League Baseball, yesterday the Nats 3-1 winners over the Braves in an afternoon getaway game. The Sounds last night defeated the Stripers 7-5. On tap for today at 4 o'clock in high school baseball, Glencliff at Antioch. Also at 400 Lane at Gallatin at 4:30, White House Heritage versus Portland. Also NBA at Brentwood Academy. Maplewood hosting East Nashville. Mount Juliet Christian at University School of Nashville. Fairview is at Creekwood at 5 today. Mount Pleasant at Cornersville. White House at East Robertson. Lewis County hosting Lawrence County. Zion Christian at Providence Christian. Giles County at Richland at 5:30. Other 5:30 games include Lebanon at Hendersonville, CPA at Clarksville. Ezel Harding hosting Franklin Road Christian. Santa Fe welcomes Perry County. Westmoreland will be at Macon County. Watertown at Upperman. At 6 o'clock tonight, Oakland at Blackman. Riverdale hosting Siegel. 6:30, we'll see DCA at BGA. Gallatin and Hunters Lane. East Hickman at Hampshire. Also at 6:30, Forest at Page. John Overton hosting Brentwood. Portland is at Lebanon. Columbia Academy hosting Summertown at 6:30. Clarksville Academy at Dixon County. West Creek will welcome Sycamore at 6:45. Grace Christian Franklin versus Waverly. And at 7, it is Green Hill at Wilson Central. Hendersonville hosting Beach. Loretto at Spring Hill. Franklin is at Lincoln County. Station Camp hosting Murfreesboro Central Magnet at 7:15. And then Franklin Road Academy at Signal Mountain versus Signal Mountain, 8 o'clock. Centennial and Hillsboro will be playing today as well. And as always, check your local listings for up-to-the-moment game time. Softball today, 4 o'clock. Columbia Academy at Webb School. Christian Community at Mount Juliet Christian. Also at 4, Glencliff welcomes MLK. At 4:30 this afternoon, Nashville Christian at Clarksville Academy. Maplewood will host Hume Fogg. DCA at Davidson Academy. Ensworth versus CPA. At 5 this afternoon, Wayne County at Colioca. Ezel Harding at Grace Christian Franklin. Summertown welcomes Lewis County. Dixon County at Waverly. Portland will travel to White House Heritage. Joe Burns will see Cheatham County come to town. BGA at Middle Tennessee Christian. Also at 5, we'll see Giles County at Mount Pleasant. Nolensville hosting, there we go. Nolensville hosting Columbia. Summit at Ravenwood. I scrolled down and I lost there for a second. There's a lot of games today. Summit at Ravenwood. Loretto versus Zion Christian. At 5:30 this evening, Trousdale County at East Robertson. Springfield welcomes Clarksville Northeast. Clarksville will be at Houston County. At 5:30 as well, we'll see Gallatin at Hunters Lane. At 6 tonight, Laverne welcomes Cane Ridge. Cookeville will travel west to Green Hill. Rockville hosting Oakland. Blackmun across town to Siegel. Smyrna at Stewart's Creek at 6:30. And at 7 tonight, Lawrence County is at Marshall County. Tullahoma at Spring Hill. Boys soccer this afternoon, 4 o'clock, we'll see Station Camp at McCauley. BGA will host Columbia Academy at 5. At 5:30, we'll see Nashville Christian at Lipscomb Academy. And the following matches at 6. Loretto at Adamsville. Lebanon at Cookeville. Colioca hosting McEwen. Murfreesboro Central Magnet at Lincoln County. Merrill Hyde at STEM Academy. Other 6 o'clock first touch, we'll see Fayetteville at Richland. Tullahoma hosting Giles County. Smith County at Watertown. Zion Christian hosting Lawrence County. Portland at Springfield at 6:30, and then at 7 tonight, the following matches include Henry County at West Creek, White House versus Macon County. Columbia travels north to Dixon County. Sycamore at Fairview. Mount Juliet is at Green Hill tonight. Hendersonville welcomes Brentwood. John Overton is at Laverne. Nolensville versus CPA. Stewart's Creek at Oakland. And playing also today is Greenbrier and White House Heritage. The Braves are in action out on... Are they out there?
Yeah, they are out
Left
there.
coast.
And a 7:10 start?
Correct.
Okay. It's an interesting start time.
It really is.
Yeah. It's
It kind of took me by surprise as well.
5:10 local time in San Diego, but hey, good for them. Maybe a Thursday.
Good for us.
Late businessman's happy hour. That's a Thursday happy hour game.
It is.
There we go. I like it. Braves at the Padres. That is on Valley Sports South. Charlie Morton and
Let's go.
yeah, that too. Compliments of Casey. All right. Sounds are continue their series at the Stripers tonight. 6:05. Alexander taking on De La Cruz. And the Preds taking on the Edmonton Oilers tonight from Bridgestone Arena. Huge game tonight, as the Preds are still 1 point in the first wild card.
Correct.
That didn't change after yesterday, right?
Yeah, because Dallas won 2.
Dallas won 2. All right. Edmonton is a point ahead, so big.
Edmonton, we're not worried about.
Yep.
We're worried about Dallas.
Yeah. All right.
Edmonton's
So
in the other division.
that is your Thursday rundown.
It is, in fact. your
Brought to
Thursday
you
night.
by Insert Your Business Here. Contact us on how you can get involved.
It's a 7 p.m. puck drop. I just failed to include that information. I
Is it?
apologize.
Okay. No worries.
But it's there. Let's take a break because Chris Hughes, JP,
Mm-hmm.
we may have a problem.
Yeah, video's out right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I'm aware.
Oh, is it coming from you?
Yeah, it's coming.
You
from me.
stealing my camera?
I am. So if you just want to send me an invite, that might
Okay.
fix that
Yeah,
issue.
we'll do that in the break.
All right.
Yep.
Chris Hughes, Flag Football, coming up after this. Main Street Sports Day presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net. Hey folks, while we take a quick break from the show, I want to tell you about our friends over at Custom Stone Handlers in downtown Columbia. Ed Rich and his team at Custom Stone Handlers believe in leadership. And outside of the military, our greatest leader building platform is sports. Custom Stone Handlers proudly encourages young people to get in the game. You can contact them today at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com.
Jones & Lang Sporting Goods here in Columbia has been outfitting teams, officials, and anybody else from T-ball to college for 50-plus years. Be sure and check them out at 931-388-8060 or online at jonesandlang.com. Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
Zion Christian Academy, ZionEagles.org or 931-388-5731. You can schedule your appointment. Go tour their campus. It is beautiful over there, and you're definitely going to want to see it. Again, it's ZionEagles.org. Give them a call, 931-388-5731, and schedule your tour today.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Tennessee. Because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Murray County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic injuries, and our Ortho Quick walk-in service lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net. Welcome back into Main Street Sports Day presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Chris Yao, Mo Patton, JP Plant on the controls. We are doing our best to get.
I don't know if I want to be on controls today.
Yeah, I mean, my goodness, I don't know, and it's so weird. This rarely happens, but I've only got like 1 bar of wireless internet, so like my internet keeps going in and out, which is probably what's happening with
I think so. Yeah.
our issue here. And last night's storms may have had something to do with that. I'm not sure. It's internet issues. We are at the
Mercy.
of the
interwebs.
interwebs. That's right.
Yeah.
But while we have the opportunity, we're going to take this chance to talk to flag football legend Chris Hughes, who apparently would have been taken #1 overall by Peter Schrager of Good Morning Football in a flag football draft over Russell Wilson, Matt Stafford, and others. So I thought that was interesting. Nonetheless, we welcome in Fairview football coach and girls flag football coach, Chris Hughes. Coach, welcome in. What's going on?
I appreciate it. Happy to be on with you and Mo today.
Well, we're happy to have potentially the top flag football draft pick
In all of football.
and all of flag football
And
if Peter Schrager had a team.
And absolutely no doubt, '1, the top draft pick for wedding officiants. No question.
Well,
there.
we played after that announcement. We played that next week against Code Red, and I threw 4 interceptions. So
Well-
I'm sure he probably is going to lose his GM job after that. So it wasn't his most shining moment that he had. But flag football is different than real football, though. It's a little bit different. I didn't get hit. I didn't get knocked on my back too many times. So
Makes a difference. Yeah.
it makes a huge difference.
Chris, 3 weeks into the girls flag football pilot program that Williamson County Schools are conducting with the TSSAA keeping a close eye on things. Your Lady Yellow Jackets finally suffered their first loss last Sunday, dropping a 26-19 decision to Ravenwood after beating Fairview 26-7. But I would think at 5-1, you've got to be pretty pleased with the way things have come together for your team pretty quickly.
I'm real happy with the girls and how they played, especially, some of the really good athletes at Fairview weren't able to because of AAU, softball, other commitments, and they decided not to, overstress their body. But the girls I've had a blast coaching the girls, and the effort is there, the heart is there, they care. It was a tough loss to Ravenwood after beating Page, but at the same time, we've won every game except for one half. And the second half of Ravenwood, we were up 13-7 at halftime, ended up losing that game. And playing those back-to-back games really takes a toll on you. And I felt like the second half, Ravenwood was at a different speed level than we were. And that's one of the things I told my girls. We don't do a lot of conditioning or everything because they're playing other sports. But they have to – playing in the heat 2 hours in a row, 2 football games is a high task, especially when you're only rolling in about 12 girls. So, but I'm real happy with how they've done, Mo, and I'm happy with where we're at, and just the league in general. Super happy with the turnout, and I think this is a start of something that's going to be really big in a few years.
I think, Chris, coming into this, as this concept began to develop and people knowing, obviously, your background in flag football, I think that there was a thought that you might maybe have a little bit of an edge in terms of being able to coach concepts and that kind of thing and get your team ready to compete. Have you seen that to be the case?
I think there's a little bit of a learning curve. Some of the things that we do are different than the other teams do. But honestly, just like in football, the I don't know how you would say it, Mo, but the Johnnies and Joes better than X's and O's, or the
Jennies and Janes.
Janes and the Jills are. I guess the Janes and the Jills are better than you got to have some wheels or whatever.
There's no real rhyme.
Yeah, but they are good. It's really the talent level. Like you see Ravenwood and Brentwood and Franklin and all these, when they've got the right girls out, these great athletes that Williamson County has, it makes it tough, like no matter what your scheme is. So we've been very lucky to be where we're at, and I feel like that the league is very competitive. And Mo, you've seen some of those games, but a lot of games can win either way. It's one play here and one play there, and that's what you want to see. Like every team has a chance on any given Sunday.
Well, I mean, when you look back at these scores from this past Sunday, there were 9 games at 3 sites, and 5 5 of those 9 games were basically one possession ball games.
Right. And those games, if you talk about it, like an interception at the goal line, a turnover at the goal line, like those kind of things change games. A pick six, that we had Summer Anderson had a pick six against Ravenwood to give us a 2-touchdown lead in the first half, and that was huge. We ended up losing that game, but it kept the game close. And I think all of those teams, like when you look down the road, that tournament coming up at Nissan Stadium on May 7th, any team can win that tournament, and that's a really good feeling knowing even if I'm the 8th or 9th seed, I'm 1 touchdown away from being a 4-2 team instead of a 2-4 team. So I've told my girls, I said we need to get the best positioning we can, but I'm not so sure that the seeding is going to matter a whole lot. You're going to have to play really good to win any game in that tournament.
I'm curious, Chris, do you know what the bracketing is going to be like? Is 8 and 9 going to be a play-in, or how is that going to work?
It is, Mo, and that's a good question because Darren just sent that out today. So I don't know when he's going to release that to the public, but we have the
Darren just
schedule
sent that out
of the
today,
game.
huh? Okay.
He just sent it out to the coaches today. So
Oh.
I know it hadn't been released. That's why I'm not. But I
Okay.
do know that 8 and 9 will play, and the winner will play 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I think its start time is 10 o'clock, and the championship's at 5. So it'll be an all-day event at Nissan Stadium. And I'm really looking forward. I think it's going to be such good exposure for the girls. It's going to be so much fun. I've played at Nissan Stadium several times, flag football, and there's just it's a huge thing to be on the actual Titans field playing football. It's just kind of an aura about it.
Chris Hughes, boys and girls football coach at Fairview, joining us here on Coach's Corner, presented by From the Heart Cafe in Chapel Hill. If you've not been, you need to go. If you have been, you need to go back. But Chris, I was there for the opening weekend, and as I continue to keep up with it over the last few weeks, did you expect the run game to be as involved in flag football as it has been in this league?
I really didn't, Mo. It's a good question because when you travel, very few teams can run. Most people have really good rushers and really good flag pullers, so you've got to be able to throw the ball. Well, everybody's new at this, so the run game has really been good. But I think what you're going to see, Mo, and I'll give you an example. Ravenwood put up 48-40 the first week. They just ran the ball all over everybody. And then Franklin schemed up and had a couple of good rushers, and they shut them out. And I think that's where you'll see when we get to the tournament, the teams that can throw are going to have an advantage because you're going to be able to stop the run eventually. Even if you have to, you can't load the box and flag, but you can put them right across the line. And it's just about flag pulling. It's just about hustle. It's just about being able to pull a flag. But I have been really surprised, even with us. We've been able to move the ball on the ground a little bit. Our quarterback has good legs. Now, I will say this. When you say a run game, a quarterback scrambling and running, I feel like it's different than handing it off to a girl and running it. And that's what you see a lot is jet sweeps, basically a scissors handoff where you fake to one girl and hand to the other. And girls are real aggressive, leaning the wrong way. Ravenwood did a simple give and a keep by the quarterback and was giving us fits with it. So because the 2 girls they were doing it with are really, really fast. Mm-hmm. And that makes a huge difference. But, yeah, the run game has been way more of a factor than I thought it would. Now,
I've seen a lot of option, Chris.
There's some things you do run, but do what?
I've seen a lot of option.
Yes, a lot. Now, option is different. You'll see that in the flag game a lot, and we'll line up in some option formation too. But a lot of times we're passing out of that formation. But they are running option. Franklin's running option. So there's some I think a lot of people are learning the flag game, so they're mixing in, and as they see, they're taking stuff and adding it in. We're doing the same. I've held a lot of things close to the vest waiting for the tournament. So I'm excited to do some of the things where, we pitch the ball down the field a little bit more. Because right now we're doing, throw and catch or run. And we're going to have plays downfield. In real flag, you would call it a hook and ladder, but we just call it a normal play. Where you throw
I was just about
a dig
to
route and they pitch it to a girl coming underneath and change directions and things like that.
I was just about to ask you about
I hate giving all that information away, but pitching in flag is huge because the laterals downfield, if they fall down, they're just down. You don't take chances on fumbles. So the only way you turn the ball over is to pitch it to the other team, and I hope we won't do that.
Well, and so when I was playing indoor flag football, that was the team that was always really good. That was something that they were just phenomenal at, is misdirection after the play has started. I mean, they'll run somebody on a curl route or something, and then they've got somebody coming right behind them. They'll pitch it 2 or 3 times down the field. I mean, it's 4 different options.
Laterals going the other way are really hard to speed, and it almost gets me with good teams like rugby. Where they're just constantly lining up for the pitch. Right now, what I see a lot of our girls doing, and all the girls, is running downfield to get in the way, which is illegal. But it's natural for them to want to, help the runner out instead of staying behind them and looking for the pitch. And I've been working with my girls on that because they do the same thing. We'll catch a 10-yard pass, and I'll have a girl run downfield to try to get in the safety's way. Well, that's the illegal block, So it would be better for her to trail the play and follow her girl when she starts to get her flag pulled to get a pitch from her. So, and that's really hard. I think that's where we will advance to eventually, and you see other states doing that. But we will get there eventually. And right now, Mo's right. It's a heavy run. But I will say, and I think Mo will back me up, it's some pretty good speed out there.
And your quarterback, one of your 2 quarterbacks is one of them. Summer Anderson, is that her name?
Yes, Summer can fly.
Yeah, Summer can fly. Yeah.
Yes, Summer can run. I got her brother plays for me, and I think she may be able to outrun him. I tell him all the time, I said, she's a better athlete than you. She can run faster than you. And he really likes that, It's challenging him with his sister. But Summer has been great, and she has really grasped Mo the concepts of what we're doing. She came off the field the other day in the Page game, and she was like, I got so many options like I haven't. I said, I know, and you're starting to figure out what you do. Like you can throw, you can run, you can do it all in one play. So, one of the plays we run, she has 7 different things that she can do based on what the defenses are lined up in. And that's hard right off the bat for her to figure out. But the more we play, the more comfortable she gets. And I've been really excited for her. She's so fast and so aggressive and so good. She's good on both sides of the ball. And yeah, Summer's one of the better ones out there. And there's a lot of fast girls on every team. Summit has a lot of fast girls. Ravenwood's got tons of speed. Franklin's got tons of speed. It's amazing because flag is a speed game. It is all about who's got the fastest and most, I guess you would say, the ones that are hard to pull the flags on. So elusive would be probably a good word. But if you can twist your hips and you can spin and things like that, athletic plays while running, it makes it really hard for people to pull your flags.
Chris Hughes, flag football legend, boys and girls football coach at Fairview High School, joining us here on Coach's Corner, presented by From the Heart over in Chapel Hill. Girls flag football in Williamson County takes a break for the Easter weekend, but will return on April 24th, week 4, April 24th. And the highlight game will probably be this Fairview-Franklin game at Franklin. Franklin is the last undefeated team in the league. Fairview comes in at 5-1. We've got that April 24th schedule up on the website at mainstreetmurray.com, so be sure and go check that out. Chris, really appreciate your time this afternoon.
Mo, I appreciate you guys having me on, and thanks for pepping up the flag game. I think it's a great thing to do as an adult, and I think these high school girls are loving it, and I just think it's the wave of the future. So appreciate you guys talking about it and putting it out there, and hope to see everybody at Nissan Stadium on May 7th.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it as well. Mo, let's take a quick break here, and when we come back, we'll talk about some baseball, some college baseball, but also some cryptic tweeting from Tennessee basketball players. So we'll get into it. It's all coming your way on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. We'll be back after this. Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net. Hey folks, while we take a quick break from the show, I want to tell you about our friends over at Custom Stone Handlers in downtown Columbia. Ed Rich and his team at Custom Stone Handlers believe in leadership. And outside of the military, our greatest leader building platform is sports. Custom Stone Handlers proudly encourages young people to get in the game. You can contact them today at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com.
Jones and Lang Sporting Goods here in Columbia has been outfitting teams, officials, and anybody else from T-ball to college for 50 plus years. Be sure and check them out at 931-388-8060 or online at jonesandlang.com. Jones and Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
Zion Christian Academy, ZionEagles.org or 931-388-5731. You can schedule your appointment. Go tour their campus. It is beautiful over there, and you're definitely going to want to see it. Again, it's ZionEagles.org. Give them a call, 931-388-5731, and schedule your tour today.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Tennessee. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the TSSAA.
Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Maury County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic injuries, and our Ortho Quick walk-in service lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net. Welcome back in. It is this Thursday edition of Main Street Sports Today presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint. Mo Patton here alongside myself, Chris Yao. JP is making it work today. We've gotten there. Thank goodness. It was a little bit of a struggle, but we have made it. And I will tell you, this segment here, speaking of struggling, Tennessee's offense struggled mightily with the Wood Bats. But their pitching did not. Losing to Tennessee Tech 3-2. I thought the idea behind what Tony Vitello was doing with his pitching staff was unique, and I worried about it because if you use everybody just one inning, you got 9 innings. You got to get through 9 of them. And eventually, I mean, if you take your starter, Blade Tidwell, out after 3 straight strikeouts, and you get 3 more strikeouts by a guy who looks like Virgil Earp. Have you guys seen Connor or something another? Got the twirly mustache.
I've not seen it.
It's phenomenal. Best mustache in the game, no question. But, the first 3 or 4 innings, it was pitcher after pitcher after pitcher after pitcher, and then late in the game, didn't have any pitchers left. Tennessee Tech starts hitting the baseball, and you couldn't. And so now you've lost your winning streak. You've dropped the game, which we said, are they trying to lose? Maybe they were.
Well, it's funny. Wes Rucker, who was on the show a couple of weeks ago heading into that Vanderbilt series, had a quote from Vitello after the game. If we'd have played with metal bats, we'd have lost this game 6-5 instead of 3-2. We just weren't very good tonight. So
they were very good, though. That's the thing. In the first 3 innings, they were pitching phenomenally.
I think his concern is more with the offense that generated 2 runs.
What I'm saying is, if he pitches correctly, he don't give up 3 or 6 runs at all. You have the number 1 overall draft pick. Are you planning on using him this weekend? Probably. That's why you don't pitch him that much. But come on. I mean, it's a midweek game. Nobody cares. It doesn't matter.
Here's the thing. The only thing is, I think, 1, you have to tip your cap to Tennessee Tech.
Absolutely.
2, when you say nobody cares, that's definitely from a UT perspective that nobody cares, because these are the type games that keep Tennessee Tech in the hunt for potentially an at-large.
They're nowhere close to an at-large, but that doesn't matter.
They're nowhere close to an at-large on April 14th, Chris.
They're 17-12. They're 2-4 in OVC play. They're not getting an at-large.
They're 2-4 right now. You don't know what's going to happen the next 6 weeks.
I can tell you they're not going to get an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. Period.
Okay.
But what it does do for them is on Thursday morning, you know what, or Wednesday morning, you know what he did? He called everybody he was recruiting. He said, hey, did you see us beat number 1 last night? That's what he did. And that's who it matters to most is Tennessee Tech. I'm not saying it doesn't matter to Tennessee. What I'm saying is Tony Vitello saved his pitching for the SEC weekend series that he may or may not use. Because he thought, hey, we're using wood bats. They're probably not going to hit a bunch of home runs either.
Anyway, do go on.
I mean, we could talk about Aria's tweet.
You know, I don't know if we should or not, but it was quite the interesting tweet from a journalist.
Loosely.
She's the SEC beat writer for the major metropolitan daily newspaper in the town. I mean, she's a journalist. Midweek losses this year: Tennessee 1, Vanderbilt 0. Yeah, I mean, get out your black and gold pom-poms, I guess. I don't know. I don't know who else that covers an SEC team for a major newspaper would have tweeted that.
That is a tweet of a youngster. And someone who, you expect that from 24/7 sports. You expect that from,
someone who's a little bit more embedded, maybe,
right,
in the program,
where you're not, you're covering, you're writing for Big Orange Daily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
not a daily newspaper in a major metropolitan. I just thought it was funny, and it, like you said, it's going exactly the way you think it's going. I'm curious if she's even deleted the tweet.
It would not be surprising to me if she had deleted it, and
nonetheless,
in fact, I'd almost hope she had.
Tennessee 3, Vanderbilt 0 in weekend head-to-head games.
Lord.
I think that's all that really matters to Tennessee folks. So anyway, I just thought that was funny.
Speaking of tweets,
yeah, this is the most cryptic thing that I've seen in a minute. Jordan Josiah James, who was, pretty big part of the Tennessee program and their success in basketball this past season, tweeting out that don't cry because it's over, smile because it's happened. And that's pretty much all he said.
And has he said anything since?
I don't know, because I don't keep up with his Twitter, but I'm curious if this was a Kennedy Chandler tweet.
I wondered about that. There was a tweet on April 7th by Rocky Top Insider. Barnes says he does expect Josiah Jordan James to test the NBA waters. No announcement yet, though. So, I don't know if that's...
He has gone through the draft process.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. But, boy, that'd be interesting. Hey, good for him if that's what the NBA, if the NBA says you're ready, by all means, go. But I just thought it was, I don't know what he's referencing.
Yep. Nobody
knows what he's referencing. And that's kind of like, it's like, okay, well, we're all just out here wondering, you want to help us out, J3, or no? No? Okay. Thanks, man. It's like, okay.
We got nothing. But
So,
don't.
what do you
don't,
think?
Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
There you go.
And there are words to live by. Maybe he was just being reflective.
It may not have had anything to do with sports at all. I've seen that happen before. Guys are crazy, man. It's halftime. We need to take a break. Let's do that and talk about some senior pranks. Stick around. Main Street Sports Today is presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Comes back after this. This is Chris Yao with Main Street Sports Today. Every show, Mo Patton and I welcome friends from all across the sports landscape, from high school coaches and reporters to national, college, and pro sports personalities. You never know who might stop by for a chat. AP Tennessee Sports Editor, three-time Tennessee Sports Writer of the Year 2020 TSWA Hall of Famer. She covers the Titans, the Predators, the Grizzlies, college football, and hoops. Please make welcome Teresa Walker.
Former University of Tennessee, former Team USA Olympian, ex-Cy Young Award winner, R.A. Dickey. R.A., did I miss anything?
Man, that was sweet. Yeah, I need to listen to that before I go to bed every night. That was nice.
Has 5 sports Emmys. That's not bad for the other guy in Wham, Ryan McGee.
The other guy in Wham married the best looking girl, Bananarama. So the other guy in Wham had a pretty good life.
From preps to pros, we're taking on the sports topics you care about. Tune in across Main Street Media social platforms at 2 p.m. or on demand on your podcast distribution platform of choice. It's halftime. And I saw this yesterday right after Wild and Wacky, and I thought, darn, I have to wait for next week. But then I thought, no, I can use it for halftime tomorrow. So have you guys heard about the senior prank that happened in Alabama yesterday?
They have seniors in Alabama?
Oh, yeah. We graduate.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Not often in Chilton County. They just
Home of the peaches.
They just pick peaches every
Mm-hmm.
Who needs to graduate? We're going to pick peaches either way.
Is that where Peach Park is?
Yes.
Right next to Whataburger?
Yep.
Right next to Whataburger, yes.
Yeah. Oh, there I went, referencing a restaurant for the location of another
restaurant. Don't do that. So here's the thing is Jemison High School, like 12 kids from Jemison High School went to Chilton County High School, and like 5 or 6 Chilton County High School seniors went to Jemison High School and just sat through class for like half the day.
Coordinated with each other, I guess.
I'll assume that they decided this was going to happen on this particular day.
Just to see if anybody noticed.
Just auditing the class, huh?
Just to see if anybody noticed. Well, guess what? They didn't until like lunch.
Oh, well, you try to buy something. You're not in the system, maybe.
I mean, it was just ridiculous. Like, it's genius. This is a great. This is one of the best senior pranks that I've ever heard of.
Well, it's a good thing in that it didn't hurt anybody.
Nobody got hurt.
Anything.
It didn't vandalize anything.
Just swap places for a little bit.
Just being goofy, having a good senior prank day. All is fine and wonderful, right?
Were they punished?
Oh,
They were, in fact.
Oh. Or were they expelled or not able to walk for graduation?
So there are several different things that
are on the table.
that took place, including 2 athletes who will not be able to participate in sports the rest of the year in their senior year.
What?
It's BS.
That's a little much.
So WVTM, Channel 13 NBC, did a story, and this is the superintendent's quote. Chilton County Schools follows law, policy, and procedure in all aspects of day-to-day operations. That is their statement.
That's the extent of it?
That's the extent of the statement. That is the statement. And the fact, folks, that you could seriously suspend. They basically suspended some kids for like 3 days, and they've been embarrassed at this point, and it's ridiculous. It was wholesome. It was hilarious. Nobody got hurt. Nothing got hurt, and it should have been the
fact that nobody caught it any sooner than they did, like you said, was an embarrassment to.
It should have been, ha, good job, you got it.
Go back to school. Yeah, your school.
Go back to your class, and everything's gonna be. It is what it is. Ha, funny. No. So anyway, just want to throw that out there. That Chilton County Superintendent.
Not much of a sense of humor.
No, not much at all. It follows the law. Come on, man. Anyway, just want to the best senior prank I've ever seen was the guys who filled the principal's office with packing peanuts, and like got out through the roof, so they didn't have to open the door to get out. Oh, it was phenomenal. There's a video of that out there. It's hilarious. That's one of my favorites. But this is a good one.
This is a pretty good one. And it's a shame no one else took it in the humor that it was meant. That's unfortunate.
All right, let's take a break. We need to talk about the Braves on the other side of it. So stick around. Main Street Sports Today comes back after this.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Sumner County Sports Minute with Zach Womble. You can follow us on Twitter at Main Street Preps. You can follow me on Twitter at Zach Womble MSP. So what do we have going on in Sumner County this week? Well, let me tell you and fill you in. We, of course, got Hendersonville versus Beach baseball this week, Station Camp versus Beach softball, and a huge District 10 4A clash. We've got Hendersonville versus Beach, Brentwood soccer, and Station Camp versus Gallatin baseball. And hopefully this week, depending on the results for Hendersonville baseball, I will have you a nice feature story on Hendersonville skipper Mike Hendricks in recording career win number 650. So stay tuned to MainStreetPreps.com. Follow me on Twitter at Zach Womble MSP, and of course the Sumner County Sports Podcast at Sumner Sports Pod.
I'm Blake Killer with Main Street Preps, and this is your Robertson County Roundup. Be sure to pick up a copy of the Robertson County Connection or stay tuned to MainStreetPreps.com for any and all coverage of Robertson County sports. Another Greenbrier football standout is headed to Rocky Top. 3-star junior defensive lineman Nathan Robinson announced his commitment to Tennessee on Monday, April 11th. He chose the Volunteers over Ole Miss and Kentucky, which were among his top 3 finalists. The 24/7 Sports Composite ranks Robinson as the number 15 prospect in the state and a top 40 defensive lineman nationwide. Other stories to watch out for in the weeks to come: Greenbrier soccer facing off against White House Heritage in a big district matchup, and Mackenzie Gear's adjusted role at Rhodes College after an impressive volleyball career. For any and all coverage of Robertson County sports, stay tuned to MainStreetPreps.com or follow me on Twitter at sports_BK.
All right, we've made it the second half on this Thursday, April the 14th. Main Street Sports Today coming up. We'll have our daily Braves report. If you'd like to get involved with that, contact us here at the show. Also, this day in Braves history, and a wonderful segment, as always, with Teresa Walker, and plenty of topics to get into, including the Titans Stadium, potential new stadium, and more. So stay with us here on this Thursday edition of Main Street Sports Today. Now, back to the Hall of Famer Mo Patton and the Sundrop Kid from Alabama, who's not proud to be from Alabama with Chilton County.
Not today.
Superintendent Chris Yao and Mo. Second half, gentlemen, kick it off.
Let's talk Braves here, Mo, because we need to start with this day in Braves history. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, I guess technically it's not Braves history today. It's just personal history that connects to the Braves.
Well, they were Braves. So, yeah. Looking back at the 1995 World Series championship team roster, 3 of the guys on that roster celebrate birthdays on the same day, that day being today. Steve Avery, Greg Maddux, David Justice, all blowing out candles today. And Greg Maddux and David Justice were actually born on the same day, April 14th, 1966, Avery being 4 years younger. So, it's a pretty big day. When three of the standouts on your last World Series championship team were born. So
That's a little, yeah.
it's different. It's history.
It's history. It is history.
Yeah. So.
Also born today is friend of the show, past guest Matt Mitchell, the ostrich from It's a Southern Thing. So that's the only reason I remember today. And tomorrow is the infamous Chuck Yow's birthday. So
the infamous,
yes,
the legendary.
He is now. He's been in the paper here.
There you go.
We got a whole story about him. So, yeah, today being a birthday date.
Speaking of dad birthdays, my dad celebrated 78 on Sunday.
Sunday.
Celebrated or celebrates?
Monday. This past Monday.
This past Monday.
Yep.
Well, why are you just now telling us on Thursday?
I just, it didn't fit into it, so it's okay.
Mo's coming up this month. April, a pretty big month for birthdays.
Yep.
Isn't now today specifically? Isn't today pretty? Is today when the Titanic hit the iceberg, or
good Lord,
or Lincoln got shot or something?
The 14th, I don't know.
Like there's a lot of
April 14th stuff.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's tax day. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
speaking of icebergs, huh?
Yeah.
It just depends. I for some reason, I feel like today is kind of the assassination of Julius Caesar.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Hey, too, Brutus. I thought that was the Ides of March, the 15th.
Look, man.
That is March, but it was April the 14th?
Dude, I don't.
Julius Caesar was.
April 14th, 1865, U.S. President Abraham Lincoln is shot in Ford's Theater by John Wilkes Booth. Lincoln lives till the following day.
Right. I thought
so
he was
shot
today.
today, but he didn't die until
the 15th.
Right.
I thought that was correct, but I wasn't entirely sure. The Titanic sank
the morning of April 15th after hitting the iceberg at 20 till midnight.
On the 14th.
On the 14th
So
in
like
1912.
Lincoln.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of a 14th, 15th kind of thing.
Well,
yeah.
So beware the rest of the day.
Clearly.
Yeah, watch yourself. and kudos to Yao after I took shots at folks graduating from Alabama high schools. I mean,
yeah. I know my history, man. I could have sworn, I was like, I know that this is a weird day for some reason. Like, and I guess it's because it was my best friend's birthday, and I used to give him crap about it.
Here's one for you. April 14th, 1958, the Soviet satellite Sputnik 2 falls from orbit after a mission duration of 162 days.
Once again, watch out. Not good things. Not good things. Speaking of unlucky, the Atlanta Braves, were they simply the most unlucky team in the history of Major League Baseball in their opening homestand? Because, we read the tweet earlier from Mark Bowen that said Alex Dickerson is 0 for 10 to start the season. JP, 0 for 10.
0 for 10.
But 4.
That's a 0.0.
It's a 0.000 batting average. That's correct.
Lutarski.
But
it's no way to go through life.
But 4 of the 7 balls he's put in play have been hit harder than 100 miles per hour. And
bad aim.
Bad aim, exactly. Like, hit them where they ain't.
Exactly. Go on, boys. Hit them where they ain't.
But still,
So the most sage advice.
It really is.
Regarding baseball.
It's like Matt Olson in that first game. He tried to bunt to beat the shift and couldn't do it. But, it's just, it felt like that first game, we talked about it, the first game felt like everything was unlucky for Max Fried. And then it just seemed like there were a lot of things that, if it could go wrong for the Braves, it did go wrong for the Braves in that in the opening 2 series. So again, we're 7 games in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not be too upset, but also like it's kind of a silver lining. We're 3-4,
Mm-hmm.
and we've been awfully unlucky in a lot of those 4. So
yeah, well, and in each of the last 3 years, they've opened the season 3-4.
That's right.
But Jeff Schultz of The Athletic points out, he's got an article up that's headline, Braves head west looking forward to dull routine of just playing baseball. I mean, there's been a lot going on during this homestand. I mean,
that's correct.
Jordan Davis of the University of Georgia came and threw the first pitch, and it was an awfully good one yesterday, in observance of Georgia's national championship following the Braves World Series championship. I mean, it was just a week-long celebration of last season.
I mean, the Dodgers are 3-2. The Brewers are 3-3. Like, I mean, it's baseball.
Guys, it's a real simple game. You throw the ball,
you
catch the ball, you hit the ball.
Yeah.
Now, we've got a road trip. Starts at 6 a.m.
This guy. But, I mean, I think maybe, being able to get away, kind of get all this stuff behind you,
What they need is a rain out.
Well, if they need a rain out, we can get you a rain out.
Well, not in San Diego.
San Diego. That's about to say, nope, not in San Diego.
It never rains in Southern California, right?
Crash could.
But, yeah.
Hadn't rained in 2 weeks.
Well,
I can get us a rain
out. I mean, that's the thing is there has been a lot going on. You've not played 2 great baseball teams, but you've played some or had to hit against some pitchers who you didn't know anything about. And so going into this, you just kind of, let's take a breath.
Mm-hmm.
Let's play baseball. You've got Chuck going to the bump today, which makes you feel a little bit better.
1-0 with a 3.38 ERA coming off of his first start. Going against the only Padres pitcher to throw a no-hitter? Is that right? Joe Musgrove?
Yep.
0-0 with a 3 ERA. Again, that game starts at 7:10 tonight, local time, here in Columbia or here in Middle Tennessee on Valley Sports South. First of a 4-game series, first of a 7-game road trip, and, hopefully after these 7 games, we can at least be even.
It'd be nice. Albies will hit leadoff Olsen, Riley, Ozuna, Darno, Rosario, Duvall, Dickerson in the DH spot, and then Dansby coming in the rear. When we come back, Teresa Walker talks about the Titans Stadium funding update. So we'll get to it after this. Stick around. Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mt. Today is opening day for the Nashville Sound. Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net. Hey folks, while we take a quick break from the show, I want to tell you about our friends over at Custom Stone Handlers in downtown Columbia. Ed Rich and his team at Custom Stone Handlers believe in leadership. And outside of the military, our greatest leader building platform is sports. Custom Stone Handlers proudly encourages young people to get in the game. You can contact them today at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com.
Jones & Lang Sporting Goods here in Columbia has been outfitting teams, officials, and anybody else from T-ball to college for 50-plus years. Be sure and check them out at 931-388-8060 or online at jonesandlang.com. Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
Zion Christian Academy, ZionEagles.org, or 931-388-5731. You can schedule your appointment. Go tour their campus. It is beautiful over there, and you're definitely going to want to see it. Again, it's ZionEagles.org. Give them a call, 931-388-5731, and schedule your tour today.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Tennessee, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Maury County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic injuries, and our Ortho Quick walk-in service lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net. Welcome back in. It is a Thursday here on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint. I'm Chris Yao. He's Mo Patton. JP Plant's over in the corner. I didn't put him there.
Nobody puts JP in the corner.
Buddy, you put yourself.
Except
You put
JP.
you in
Except
a corner.
JP.
There you go.
JP's in the corner.
Come on.
That's all I know. So we are getting ready for the weekend. It's coming up quickly. It's been a pretty quick week. And before we,
Amazingly so, because I don't know when we've said that.
yeah, this is
a quick week.
Well, it's springtime now. You know, we've gotten through winter. We've made it to spring, and it feels like April has just flown by to me. So I don't know. I'm curious though if maybe the lead up to the draft, the NFL draft, has had something to do with that, or what we're looking forward to getting baseball kind of going and that sort of thing. So a lot of things going on, but right now we're going to go to Teresa Walker, who joins us on the telephone, and we hope it's Teresa and it's not like making sure it's not for intern two.
We'll just see.
You never know.
Talk to us, whoever's on the other end of the phone.
It would be Teresa, not intern two. He's off busy scarfing down Kit Kat bars in another room because, well, he needs a chocolate fix. So that's good.
First of all,
you'd rather talk to me.
I'm awfully jealous of. Can I just go get some Kit Kats too? I mean, I take a break of this Kit Kat bar.
Yeah, break you off.
He was at sale at Publix. I'm just saying.
We don't have a Publix here in Columbia, and that is much to the behest of everyone in Columbia who thinks they're building one.
Thank you, Teresa, for bringing that up. I appreciate
that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you've made everyone in Columbia angry now.
I'm sorry, because as somebody, I was born in Florida, so it's like, trust me, when Publix finally came to Tennessee, I could not wait till they got, but shoot, now they got a couple or three, I think, in the Franklin area. So, sorry guys, it's the best sub sandwich in the world.
No question. Hands down.
Yes. No
Really?
question.
Absolutely.
You can get it any way you want.
I've never had a public sub sandwich. I'm going to fix that.
You need to
real soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Mo, go get a chicken tenders, your choice of bread, get them, put cheese on it, ask them to heat it, and take me later.
Okay. It really is. It's the best sandwich.
It sounds. I didn't know.
Now you do.
Now, yeah. There you go. Wow. TIL.
Today you learned, man.
Today I learned. Teresa, speaking of learning, tell us something about this stadium situation.
Well, apparently one way that they're looking to help pay for this is by, with help for the state legislature and Metro National Council of raising the hotel rate and adding like 1% on to help go toward paying off the local share of helping with this stadium. And that's the thing. Butch Spiriton thinks that they're estimating, rightly on the low side of maybe they could get $10 million a year for that. and help get Metro Nashville out of its, they're committed to paying, a few $1 million a year for upkeep of Nissan Stadium. It's part of the original lease. And guess what? The older a building gets, the more pricier. I mean, shoot, if your house is over 25 years old, you know what I'm talking about right now in taking care of the building. You need a new roof, you've got to repaint, you got to replace. Sometimes you got to fix the gutters because they're just falling off the house. Well, that's where, the Titans are with Nissan. And this is a funding mechanism that would help, boost that and raise that money annually. And the thing that I think Nashville taxpayers should enjoy is the fact that it would be hitting visitors. If you're upset with all, how loud and crazy it is on Lower Broad, then you could, and if this passes, then you can say thank you because you're helping pay for, building the new stadium.
That's kind of the situation that we're in now. We're talking about I've seen the number as high as 1.9 billion. Is that a number that you have seen or expect, Teresa?
It's definitely going to be in that ballpark. Now, let's be ready that it could go up depending on when they lock in and what state inflation is when they start signing contracts for this thing. We're still at a point where the Titans are literally trying to have someone draw up plans, which, are expected to be done by this fall from as I understand it. So, that price could go up a little bit. But one thing that Burt Nihill made clear at the Metro Sports Authority meeting last month was that they're not looking to fill it with all the bells and whistles. It's not going to be SoFi, but it'll be it'll be a beautiful new building that, they can, take care of better. Let's face it. I mean, the biggest reason that they can't renovate or, fix up Nissan is because they made it out of prefab concrete. Presuming steel would be a primary piece of this new stadium. So, that's an all. Hey, you get any quote from a contractor. Guess what? Once you everything needs to be locked down for your final price.
Well, in the world that we live in right now, currently, building costs are higher than they've been in ages. So, the cost could potentially even come down depending on what happens. We just don't know until we get the drawings and that sort of thing. But my question here is, you're talking about $700 million from the Titans and Amy Adams Strunk, and that is based off of I think a slip up in the state legislature, but potentially $700 million from the Titans, maybe $200 million if you get the same thing that the Bills got, and that puts you at 900, and then you're talking about potentially 500 from the state. Now we don't know where the 500 where the money to pay the bonds for that 500 million is going to come from, and then a 1% increase in hotel motel tax at Metro that would help pay for this. Now, a lot of folks in the Metro specifically, obviously it is not on their radar to be funding stadiums. They just don't want to do it. But in the best way to possibly pay for this is to let the visitors do it via that hotel motel tax. Is that not the ideal situation for Metro and the Titans?
Would think so. But that's the thing. They're in the midst of negotiating, so there's some moving pieces to this. So, that's the thing. Don't, be prepared to be a little patient on what this ends up looking like, what the total number is, and what's going in. I mean, the $700 million number came from, the Speaker of the House at the state legislature. So I'm sure that the Titans loved him saying that in a way because, one, two things. It shows that they're putting some considerable money into this. And then secondly, it also puts, it's a big number, but also, it's like, okay, go scrounge your couch cushions and stuff. And, it's interesting that they're going to be liquidating, he said they were going to be liquidating some things to meet this. Guys, the number now being projected for the value of what the Denver Broncos could sell, as the NFL's taking, they're taking bids for this franchise. It's now saying that could be $4 billion with a B dollars. So, this is a good investment by, the Amy Adams Trunk and the Adams family, because let's face it, value of these things ain't going down. So, I'm curious to see what they draw up. I'm curious to see what the final price tag is. And I'm curious to see, when I mentioned no bells and whistles, it does feel like they're going to probably, all the sounds are that they're going to downsize it. Forget 68,000. And the Astrodome was closer to like 58,000. We look at what they're doing at Neyland with the sports bar kind of thing in the upper deck near the hill. I got a feeling there may be some more sports bar type areas and things like that. So, people, if you're going to draw people out to games in this day and age of the 70-inch plasma TV screens, you got to give people a reason to come out. So I'm curious to see what things they put in to maximize that to help draw people out of their house and off their couch.
Yeah, Chris and I kind of talked, and we figure it's going to be a setup somewhat similar to the Battery in Atlanta with all the stuff that they've got going on around Truist Park there. So, but you're right. There's got to be something more than just the stadium. But at the same time, that's a stadium that's going to be open for a lot of different events, not just football. So that's
and
certainly
not just
a selling
NFL
point.
football.
Yeah. So it's
concerts and things like that. I mean, hey, that's the thing. You can people going to those events want comfort as well.
Well, that's a lot of folks are saying, well, what concerts can you get that aren't serviced by Bridgestone or the Ryman or Municipal or whatever? Well, there are a lot of things that you can do in an enclosed stadium in November, December, January, when it's the least visited time of the year for Nashville. I mean, it's the only lull there is in the tourism industry in Nashville is during the wintertime. So if you can entice those acts that bring in 50,000 and you get 25,000 people coming into Nashville to watch it rather than just getting 16 or 18 into a Bridgestone Arena who are local, that's going to bring tax revenue. That's the thing. It's the only time that you don't have anything going on.
Well, in the Tennessean story, Butch Spearden said, they quizzed all the hotel owners and they were pretty much unanimous. Yes, because they want the opportunity. And whether it's a dome, whether it's a retractable roof, whatever they end up settling on, that opens up, college football playoffs, Final Four in March, and all sorts of things. And let's not forget, Super Bowl. You build a new stadium, you pretty much get a Super Bowl. I mean, God, they played one in the Meadowlands after they rebuilt that place. So, and I believe I remember Scott Ramsey saying that Nashville was asked to put in a bid, to host semifinals in the college football playoff, and it's like, and they didn't feel they could do that at that point. A dome building, I got a feeling you're going to be asked to bid for a lot more, and you will get it because let's put it this way: I was parking my car during the SEC tournament and on the other side of the bridge at the Nissan Stadium, and it's like Little Broad's loud. People are coming here to have a good time, and Nashville's got that reputation. You just need to give them some more things, more reasons to come to town, and that's why everybody is in favor of this, because that you have a limited ability. And shoot, anyone remember how much people were complaining about the turf at during the Music City Bowl? Like, oh my gosh, they got to go to artificial surface, and don't know if that would be a part of this puzzle, but anything that allows them to use the building as much as possible is a good thing, not just for Nashville, but also for the Titans, because every time you write a story about whether it's, Garth Brooks is playing at Nissan Stadium on Saturday night. And every time somebody mentions Garth Brooks concert, they're mentioning Nissan Stadium, home to the NFL's Tennessee Titans. It ends up being a win-win all around. But first you got to figure out who all is going to cough up how much money and which pockets are it coming from.
And we just don't know where. The only part that we don't know is the $500 million bonds. But here's the thing. I actually did the math, Teresa. A Super Bowl, economic impact in a city is anywhere from $100 to $130 million for one weekend. The Final Four is $150 million. The college football championship is $150 million. Those three things right there just about cover that $500 million in bonds, and that's just 3 events one time. So it certainly seems like it would be a solid investment for the city of Nashville.
Oh, without a doubt. And, the problem is getting the people who have to cough up the money to do it. And for people who are saying, well, taxpayers shouldn't be involved in this stuff, Tennessee has a long history. Look at what's going to be built over in West Tennessee with Ford. Giving out corporate subsidies is something that, local, state, national governments do on a regular basis in this country, particularly. And I see the argument. Yes, I see the schools around the entire state. I see the healthcare system that needs investments as well. But, we don't see Tennessee rushing to, help the healthcare industry at the moment. But if they're giving away money, to help you do something you're going to do already, you take it.
Well, and you absolutely do. But again, and to not get into the economics or politics of it, but those things don't bring $130 million in a weekend back to you. So that's the problem.
Exactly.
So it's just like, well, we kind of got to look at this in a lot of different ways. And that is where the Titans and the state are looking at it. And look, Nissan Stadium has to be redone in some way, some fashion. We cannot have a rotting stadium in downtown Nashville. It just can't be done. So we've got to do something, and renovating is just not possible. So figure it out. And it looks like that's what they have done and are doing.
Exactly. And think about this. You've got Oracle's building their headquarters on that side of the river. I mean, that side of the river over the next 10 years is going to explode with development. I'm certainly hoping that the people who have housing over there right now get a chance to relocate and stay in the same area. But let's face it, the odds are not. The price of land, the price of rents. I mean, it's just, this city is on, Nashville is almost on a hyper boil situation. And, guys, if you tried driving into Nashville, any day of any time of the day, any time of the week, it feels like rush hour nowadays. It feels like we're in Atlanta right now, and it's only getting worse. But, you have to keep up with the Joneses in this situation. And that means, fixing up the stadium.
Teresa Walker here of the Associated Press joining us on Main Street Sports Day, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Teresa, thank you so much. As always, it is very informative, and we appreciate it.
My pleasure, and, we'll be talking about this a lot to come.
Clearly. Tell Austin we said hi.
I will. Thank you.
At Teresa M. Walker on Twitter. Go give her a follow. When we come back, we're going to get into a discussion that sparked by Twitter. What would you want if you caught a milestone home run or something of the sort? So stick around. Main Street Sports Day comes back after this. Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net. Hey folks, while we take a quick break from the show, I want to tell you about our friends over at Custom Stone Handler in downtown Columbia. Ed Rich and his team at Custom Stone Handlers believe in leadership. And outside of the military, our greatest leader building platform is sports. Custom Stone Handlers proudly encourages young people to get in the game. You can contact them today at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com.
Jones & Lang Sporting Goods here in Columbia has been outfitting teams, officials, and anybody else from T-ball to college for 50-plus years. Be sure and check them out at 931-388-8060 or online at jonesandlang.com. Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
Zion Christian Academy, ZionEagles.org or 931-388-5731. You can schedule your appointment. Go tour their campus. It is beautiful over there, and you're definitely going to want to see it. Again, it's ZionEagles.org. Give them a call, 931-388-5731, and schedule your tour today.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Tennessee. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the TERESA.
Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Maury County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic injuries, and our Ortho Quick walk-in service lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net. Welcome back in. Main Street Sports Today presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint. On Tuesday night, Juan Soto hit his 100th home run, and Chip Carey was, pretty adamant that somebody needed to go out there and get that ball and make a trade with the fan who ended up with it, who was wearing a Washington Nationals Juan Soto jersey. So I'm sure that guy had no idea that he had just caught Juan Soto's 100th home run, had no idea. But I'm not sure Juan Soto did either, because nobody ever went up there and tried to make a deal. So it's interesting because it sparked a tweet from someone that you responded to saying, what would you need? What would you ask for if you caught a milestone home run, like a 500th home run ball, or like Brady's last touchdown that got thrown into the stands and that sort of thing? Like, what would you need to part with that piece of memorabilia? And you had an answer.
I had an answer. For baseball, I mean, if it was a milestone home run, I'd need some stuff that I could probably put in a shadow box, I want a jersey, I want a bat, and I want a ball, and I want them all autographed, and I want them all personalized.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm with you.
Not that he's thought about this.
No, I mean,
that's a simple answer.
It's a pretty simple answer. It's not over the top, but I mean I didn't think about it. I just saw it and I thought, okay, that's stuff that's going to be pretty easily accessible for the player.
Sure. Yeah.
And the ball is going to mean enough to him, and it's going to mean enough to the franchise. I think that it's not going to be an issue. I mean,
that's a simple.
You've got plenty of all of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's no skin off of a Major League Baseball player's nose to provide all of that. So.
And it doesn't even have to be his bat. I mean, I just want a bat.
No, I want his bat.
Well, may or may not get that. You don't know that. A lot of them have it personalized, but some of them don't. I mean, you just never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. I think for baseball, it's pretty simple. It's a bat, a ball, a jersey, and some tickets, like you said.
Yeah.
If it's a home game specifically, like if I live in it, here.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of thinking it's Atlanta.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But if you're the Nationals fan who has the ball in Atlanta,
that may not.
It's like next time they come to town, I need some tickets.
You need to put me on your pass list. Yeah.
So, but I mean, that would be pretty simple and pretty cool. Get a picture with making the trade and that sort of thing. And but like for other sports, it's kind of weird because like in football, all you really got is a jersey and some wristbands.
Well, and in football,
Cleats.
Balls don't typically wind up in the stands either.
Really, yeah, you're right. They don't. It's interesting, though, because that's Brady's last ball did. And dude decided to sell it. And, well, here we are.
Good for him.
Well, I mean,
real good for him as things turned out.
Yeah.
I wonder what the climax to that was, with
the one who actually bought it.
Yeah, with Brady coming back.
That's a good question. It's part of it, right? I mean,
there's got to be an insurance thing involved in that, right?
I don't know.
There has to be.
Who thinks about it? And who thinks about a guy retiring and then
although because of the circumstance, that ball, it may be more valuable.
Yeah. In the end,
because of the way it went down, it could be more valuable. Now, and odds are that the person that bought this is not hurting for money. So it's not like they're
clearly,
it's not going to affect them other than just the ego of what it is and what you thought. But I think you could argue it may be worth more.
Heck of a story.
That's what I'm saying. It's a better story, I think.
I bought this meaningless football for $500,000.
Yeah.
At the time, it was his last touchdown. Then he came back.
After further review.
If you could like have the football in like a little case that opens up and then it tells the story on a video, and so it has the play and the ball going into the stands, and then like a video of you getting the ball or something, and then you see Ed Hockley come on after further review.
Yep. Narrator.
Just a talking bicep. Is that what you're saying?
Narrator. It was not, in fact, his last touchdown pass. Yeah.
So that would be hilarious.
Review.
Oh man. Well, anyway, I just thought that was an interesting piece of conversation and thought we should mention it. But yeah. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today's show, man. It's again kind of going by fast.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Like that. Yeah.
Or yeah, exactly. So let's
or hanging on for dear life, either one.
Let's come back tomorrow with plenty more to talk about. We will get into all of the world of sports and get you ready for the weekend. Guests we
will have our weekly visit with Nashville Sounds play-by-play announcer Jeff Hem in the first half. And in the second half, we will have from the Berg, Matt Cruz.
All right.
We talk about the second Music City Grand Prix.
Yeah, get your tickets now.
Now on sale.
Maybe he and I can carpool tomorrow.
You just have him in studio.
Yeah, just swing by and grab him as you come this way.
Yeah.
As a reminder, well, not a reminder, but an announcement of sorts. Mark your calendars. April 26th, you can come hang out with the crew as we will be at the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, and the World Series piece of metal will be in attendance prior to the Preds game that night. So that the trophy will be available for pictures between 4 and 8. We will be on the air in our normal 2 to 3:30 time slot, so come hang out with us. And then we will get our pictures made. We'll probably go grab a bite to eat to miss some of that traffic that Teresa was talking about. And
to wash it down with, maybe.
Yeah, it'll be a great day. It'll be a fun event. So come hang out with us again. Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. That is going to be April 26th. That is Tuesday, April 26th again. So we'd love to see you there. We'd love to see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock as well, right here on the same bat time, same bat channel. 2 o'clock on all Main Street's social media networks. For JP and Mo, I'm Chris Yossing. Have a great day, and we'll see you then.